A very good evening, one and all. My name is Pradeep, and I'm from Sri Holistic Health Foundation of India. On behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation of India, we welcome you all to this national webinar on financial literacy, communication, and sustainable development. So, before going further ahead, today we are having the commemoration. It is Telangana Language Day, Telugu Bhasha Dinotsavam. Every year, 9th of September is being celebrated as Telangana Language Day. It's a vibrant tribute to the language and the man who celebrated it. It's Sri Kaloji Narayan Rao. So we now introduce our coordinator, Sri Ravendra Sir, RM. A brief note about Sri Ravendra Sir. Uh, he is a Dr. Ravendra is a multidisciplinary scholar and a practitioner with expertise in psychology counseling, community development, social work, and medical psychiatric, social work, public relations, mass media, journalism, and linguistics. And he has a deeply committed to continuous learning and research on the role and impact of language and linguistics across the discipline, fostering multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approaches. As a lifelong researcher, he seeks to contribute to society through pragmatic outcomes that promote holistic health, global peace, harmony, and sustainable development. I now invite Sri Ravendra sir to share a few words about Telangana Language Day and also Sri Kaloji Narayana Rao.
Thank you, Pradeep. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So today we are celebrating and commemorating Padma Shri Kaloji Narayan Rao Garu. He's a prolific writer, poet, and also an activist. And he was the one to promote and advocate Telangana Language Day, Telangana Bhasha Dinotsavam. Today we are celebrating across the Telangana state. So you might be wondering on this occasion how this financial literacy may be relevant. See, any aspect, any discipline for that matter, to reach to a common man, it is very much important that how we communicate, what language we use, what kind of words we use, what are the different modalities we use in terms of communication. So here, when we are talking about financial literacy, he also advocated for economic development and sustainable development. So we can see every year on September 9th across the state and also diaspora, we are celebrating in universities, institutions, colleges. As he is also a renowned freedom fighter and a poet and a humanitarian and activist widely known as, Praja Kavi, people's poet. And he used his writings and speeches to promote, Telugu language, especially Telangana dialect and culture, social justice, people empowerment and financial empowerment, social empowerment. So, and he focused on, language as a medium and also a medium of communication for social transformation, social empowerment, and sustainable development. So, here, in the context of economic challenges and rapid globalization, influences in individual and community. So, here, well being depends on financial literacy and also effective communication, how financial literacy is carried out. So, in this context, on this occasion, wonderful occasion, it is just a tribute, a homage to our great poet today that Sri Holistic Health Foundation India has come forward with the Association of Mutual Funds of India. And today, our resource person is also there on the platform today to disseminate knowledge on this occasion. So now I thank for this opportunity to AMFI and Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Mr. Pradeep. So I welcome you all once again, and I wish you all happy Telangana Language Day, Telangana Bhasha Dinotsavam. And on this occasion, I pledge everyone to use regional languages. So that is more powerful in deliberating, disseminating information than a foreign language. But foreign language is also equally important in context of globalization. So let's take this positive note and move forward. And we wish you all the success. And over to you, Pradeep. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravindra sir, for the humble words. So today, further going ahead, as today's topic is on national webinar on financial literacy and communication, and this is organized by Sri Holistic Health Foundation of India in collaboration with AMFI, Association of Mutual Funds of India. Today, we have our guest speaker of honor, Sri Veera Brahmarao Arkapudi. So we brief note about today's honorable speaker. Mr. Veera Brahmarao Arkapudi is a postgraduate in commerce, MBA finance, postgraduate diploma in securities and law, and postgraduate diploma in alternate dispute resolution, ADR. He has a vast experience of 33 years as a general manager from State Bank of India. After serving more than 33 years in various activities in the bank, thereafter in CEO Trust Exchange Company, Doha, Qatar, for 4 years on deputation from SBI from their tenure from 2005 to 2009. Sri Veera Brahmarao has exposure in diversified field of banking during his stint with SBI over 33 years as a finance professional, chaired the meetings of Zonal Office Credit Committee JCC for high value credit, stressed asset resolution deputed by the bank. As the CEO of Trust Exchange Company Doha, initiated and implemented by Government of India's Direct Benefit Transfer DBT scheme. At the same time, in the state of Orissa during 2010 and 2011, steered the growth of agri-rural business for SBI. Worked in the SBI Central Board Secretariat Apex Policy Making body of the bank and conducted central board as well and other board meetings at stipulated intervals. He also worked as a nominee director in Utkal Gramina Bank, Orissa and Orissa State Warehousing Corporation. In 2025, he has joined Association of Mutual Funds India, AMFI, an apex body of mutual funds in India, as a senior consultant for spreading investor awareness in southern part of the country. Without getting further delay, I welcome Sri Veera Brahmarao Arkapudi to take over the session.
Thank you, Pradeep, for your wonderful introduction, as well as I thank Dr. Ravindra Garu for his wonderful words about Telangana Telugu Dinotsavam and also on the Telangana dialect. And also we should, always remember the services of Padma Shri Kaloji Garu in developing the Telangana Telugu dialect and also getting a specific and special attention from all the Telugu speaking people for the Telangana dialect and Telangana Telugu language. In fact, it's, remembering him on this occasion, on this day is wonderful and a real tribute for that wonderful personality of Dr. Kaloji, Padma Shri Kaloji Garu. I congratulate and I wish all greetings to all of you. Pass on the greetings to all of you on this memorable occasion of 9th September, Telangana Telugu Dialect Day. With this, we start our program, and in fact, see, any financial planning or awareness program or literacy program starts with one should have a deep understanding of how the finances and their savings work, and the real financial planning is the pathway for the your financial future, and also to meet the exigencies and emergencies in the days to come. Having said that, let us proceed with our investor awareness program, which is being organized by Sri awareness program, which is being organized by our Sri Holistic Health for Foundation India, Hyderabad. And thank you for giving me this opportunity for conducting this session of investor awareness program for the benefit of all of us. With this, let us start. So when somebody is earning money by way of a salary or what you call business income or whatever income, we do three things. One is spend part of it, and most of it rather, and save part of it, and invest from the savings whatever we have saved. This is how we generally do with what we have earned. Next, while we are going forward about this with this presentation, let us also look at 2-3 things. The famous investment guru Warren Buffett, world over, he is very well aware, very well known personality in investments, and particularly investments. He says, do not save after what is left after spending. You have to save what is, then only you have to spend the leftover savings only. You have to always but spend what is left after the saving. This is what the most famous quote of Warren Buffett, and this is applicable to all of us. Next. So when we take seriously about what Warren Buffett has said, we have to take into consideration the what you call the unseen component which is going to hit our savings and investments. What is that? That is called inflation. Inflation is common for all countries. It is the variance, degree of variance that is different between countries. But other than that, no country is immune to these inflationary tendencies in their economy. So when we thought that we have saved a full apple, but finally what actually we are saving is, after accounting for the inflationary tendencies in the economy, say a portion of it has already, without your knowledge, has already gone out of your savings to meet the inflationary conditions in the economy. So inflation means, finally what I want to say is, inflation eats up your savings over a period of time. Take note of this important aspect. Next. So this slide shows how the inflation is going to impact your expenses as well as your savings. Expenses, on one hand, keep on increasing because of the inflationary conditions. Similarly, the savings keep on reducing in a reduction mode, because the value of your saving of 1,000 rupees today may not fetch the same 1,000 rupees after 5 years of time. So similarly, 1,000 rupees what you are spending now, whatever goods you are getting and services what you are getting, that 1,000 rupees may not fetch the same goods and services after 5 years of time. You may have to send 1,200 rupees or maybe 1,300 rupees. Similarly, it impacts both sides of your balance sheet, expenses as well as your profit and loss account, expenses and your incomes, savings. Next. Solution, what is the solution? Having realized the importance of inflationary conditions in the economy and how it is going to impact your expenses and savings, you have to safeguard against these inflationary tendencies. How to safeguard is what is given in this slide. Start saving at the earliest, because the tendency in the younger ages will be, okay, let us, I don't have any burden now. Let us, enjoy life, spend whatever I'm getting it, something like that. That type of tendency will be there in, particularly in younger people. But you have to be very cautious about that. You have to start savings from day one, and from day one when you start earning. Then progress from saving to investment. Then put money work for for you, rather than keeping it in idly. So like if you keep it in what you call bank deposits, or savings bank account or a current account, it doesn't fetch you anything, any return. You should plan in such a way that your savings and investment should fetch a second source of income for you, and you should ensure that whatever hard-earned money you have earned, with your blood and sweat, has to work for you. It's not just for the sake of keeping it idly. You are not, saving it. That should work for you, for your betterment and for your better living standards. For this, a comprehensive financial plan is very, very important. Next. What is financial planning? This is how the financial planning goes. First of all, if you want to have financial goals, first define your financial goals. What are your financial goals? What you want to achieve in the next 2 years or 3 years or 5 years hence, or 10 years hence. And you have to define your financial goals, and then assess your current financial position. Having defined your financial goals, then assess your financial resources. What you are getting to achieve those goals, what you are getting. And accordingly, you plan and create an asset allocation so that those asset classes will yield very good second source of income for you, so that you need not bother about the inflationary conditions and other things. Then after identifying the asset classes, you have to invest accordingly. And if you invest and forget, then again there is a problem. You have to keep on monitoring and reviewing what exactly your financial savings or financial investments are fetching you to keep your standard of living at a higher level. Next. Why is financial planning important? The same thing what we have discussed. To reach the financial goals set by you in a much, much faster and smoother way, to enhance your standard of living. We have already covered this. And to prepare for financial emergencies. This part we have not covered. The financial emergencies means what? Maybe suddenly somebody in the family may fell sick, or some unforeseen contingencies must have happened in the family, or celebrations also, like marriages, festivities, and new addition to the family, children's education. These are all you have to plan while you are setting your financial goals. And another important aspect why financial planning is important is taxes. For every whatever income you are earning, you have to pay taxes to the government of India. So even net of taxes, your income, you should plan in such a way your net taxable income is also gives you good returns. And also even the savings that are being made under a Section 80C of Income Tax Act and other things, up to 1,50,000, which is tax rebate is given to them. So you have to plan in such a way that even the tax structures, tax planning is also taken place. Why you have to do all these things? Finally, to achieve a peace of mind. Peace of mind means you can rest assured that your financial planning will take you to achieve your desired financial goals. This is very, very important. Next. Again, drawing back on Warren Buffett's wisdom, what he says is never depend on a single source of income. You have to, your investments should generate a second source of income for you, so that you will increase. I mean, your standard of living is better off over a period of years. So, second source of income is very, very important. Then, how to achieve that second source of income? By investing in right asset classes, you can achieve this second source of income and also generate wealth over a period of years. If you look at the returns that are being given by the Sensex over a period of time, is like this. 5 years. Say starting the year, say 16.8 is the what you call Sensex has given the returns, and next 10 years, 12.2. If you look at the graph, the Sensex average, growth rate is, the average is, minimum is 11.2 is the minimum, 10.4 is the minimum percentage of return that was given by the Sensex. If you are investing wisely in the asset classes that are being, available in the BSE and NSE stock exchanges. Next. The same is given in the graphic representation. Generally, if you look at this from 1979 onwards, except for a few in the year 2009 and maybe 20 plus, 9, 14, 19, 2020, that you never be visible in the market, when you are investing in shares and bonds. So you have to take care of that. But by and large, if you look at the graphic representation, you find except for small dips here and there, generally the Sensex is giving you much, much better returns than what you are getting out of some of the asset classes, which we are going to see in the next slides. Next. So, determine what are you investing for. The financial goals. Goal-based investment is the mantra for all of us. So, if you look at this, if you are, this is the income source from this investment and savings, you should achieve all these, objectives and financial goals over a period of time. Maybe in the next 5 years, what you call, you will get married and then you will have family and the children's education, then you may require a vehicle, then you may enjoy your life with family, going abroad or what you call locations for entertainment, and have your own house, and finally retirement. Your retirement purpose also should be taken care of by your investment. Your financial goals should be in such a way that it meets all your requirements and in your life journey, including emergencies. Remember that. Next. So, to achieve those financial goals, what are the options available to us? These are the asset classes. Generally people keep on investing. Gold is one most sought after investment for Indians, and then real estate property is another most sought after investment. Then shares and bonds, insurance products, bonds, and bank deposits. These are generally, everybody is aware of all these things. Besides this, we have another major source of, investment option is mutual funds. These mutual fund, year on year, the awareness and people growing, and people are going for mutual funds instead of burning their hands by investing in share markets by themselves. Next. So, as we said, as a second source of income, Warren Buffett has said that the investment should work for you as a second source of income. This investment, when you are making investments, the investments, the objectives for these investments will be like this: fight inflation for you. That Apple, you remember that Apple slide, what we have shown you. A portion of it will go to meet the inflationary conditions in the economy, then provide income when you need it, and accessible and usable. It should be easily accessible in case of emergencies, grow in value, and also appreciate our time, and realizable at a fair value and low cost. This is very, very important. When you require it, you can immediately in a position to encash those investments. That's why proper asset allocation is answered. In case if you're invested in gold and what you call real estate, what happens? Sometimes it will be very difficult to realize the money when exigencies arise, or you have to shell them. Shell them out at a very, very less than the market price. So that way, the investments in mutual funds will get you a proper, what you call proper redemption, and get you proper value. And also for this, the asset classification, asset allocation is very, very important. One should mind about that. Next. So your asset allocation should be like your thali. Thali you must have seen, no? Everybody, we are aware of it. In thali, in the plate of thali, you will get, 5, 10, 15 items, available to you. Whichever, you like it, you can taste it, and you can, take it. But there will be around 15 items that are available for you. So the asset allocation is like a balanced thali. You should always, don't put all your next. So when you are talking about asset allocation and asset classes, what happens? Some assets are there, they grow in value. They don't give you returns. Like, gold, real estate, and art collections, and all these things. Some equity shares also. Companies that have declared dividends. So you don't get any return out of it. Only the value of the share will be going up. So these are some of the asset classes where the growth will be only in value. And if you look at the other side of the right side of your slide, what happens? The investment can generate income. Some of the assets are there which can give you returns only, not in value. So asset will give you SKV, National Savings Certificate, Kisan Vikas Patras, Public Provident Fund, bonds, bank deposits, things, they will give you returns, but their value will not, the principal value will not grow. So then your inflationary conditions will impact you badly, your investment portfolio. So in between these two, having these two characteristics is one asset class that is called mutual funds. Are you? So finally, one should ask themselves one question, important question: are you investing in the right asset classes? Very, very important question. Next. So having said that, the mutual funds have the both the what you call characteristics of growth in value as well as the returns. So let us go deep into mutual funds. Then what is a mutual fund? The name suggests the mutually beneficial for the investors. That is the mutual fund. So because it's a mutual benefit scheme, it is designed, it is structured in such a way that it is designed as a trust deed. Very, very important. And also one more important thing is, when a trust deed is there, there will be board of trustees, and these board of trustees will create an asset management company which will really run the mutual fund schemes, and with efficient fund managers through a agency and distribution network, so that your investments and savings are being channeled into lucrative investment opportunities. That is called mutual fund. Next, how does a mutual fund works? Is given in the graphical distribution, in a graphical representation. Investors put their money and pull up their money, and a fund manager will be there in an asset management company. That pooled money will be given to him for investments and in shares and bonds and other securities, which are being sold to the investors upfront, and then the fund manager will invest in stocks and securities with those funds available, and then returns will be generated from those securities and stocks, and the returns generated from those investments will be distributed to the investors. Again, this is a virtuous circle, right? Next, why investment in mutual funds? Yes, because it has all the characteristics of because it's a mutually beneficial scheme, protecting the investors who are going to invest in the fund. What are this? Because it's a very low cost investment and very convenient to invest in a small sums, and a professional management team is available for these investors in the asset management company to invest those resources in lucrative investment opportunities, and these investments will be done in a transparent way, and because they are doing it in a transparent way with a investment objectives told to the investors upfront, risk diversification will be there, and the liquidity. Whenever you require, you can encash and redeem them and get back your money with the appreciation in a very short period of time, without a longer waiting period, which when you want to meet exigencies. And then finally, the entire industry is regulated by Securities Exchange Board of India, which is the regulator for mutual fund industry. For all the banks, Reserve Bank of India is the regulator. For mutual fund industry, SEBI is the regulator. Next. Let us go deep into the mutual fund structure and schemes categories. Next. The structure of a mutual fund will be like this. I already told you, there will be a sponsor. If State Bank of India wants to start a mutual fund company, SBI mutual fund, you must have heard about it. So the sponsor will be State Bank of India here. Then State Bank of India will create a board of trustees, and with an objective, giving them an objective to start an asset management company to launch mutual fund schemes. So there will be board of trustees, and board of trustees in turn will start an asset management company, and the asset management company will pool up the resources from individual investors through agents, bankers, and fund accountants. And these funds that are collected by this asset management company from the investors, they will be invested in mutual fund schemes, which are managed by the efficient fund managers, well experienced fund managers. And the fund managers, whatever they have purchased with these funds, the shares and bonds, will not be given and held by this asset management company. There will be a third party called custodian, all these shares and bonds will be held by the custodian, so that there will not be a chance of misusing them by the asset management company for their uses or for their requirements. The hands-off approach between this custodian and asset management company is visible. Thereby, the interests of the investors are protected. Next. So, if you look at the types of mutual funds, funds that are available in the market, we can classify them under 5 heads. One is organizational structure, based on organizational structure. Second one is management portfolio and investment objective, investment portfolio, and other types of funds. And each these 5 types have schemes. Under each one of them, they have different schemes: open-ended schemes, closed-ended schemes, interval funds. All these things are very, very transparently being given to the investor, so that the investors can invest as per their risk appetite. Next. The categorization of mutual funds, if you look at it, there is a how to categorize them. Having seen the various 5 mutual fund categories, under this categorization, the schemes, what are the schemes that are available? Again, another 5 types of schemes that are available: equity schemes, debt schemes, hybrid schemes. A mix of equity and debt is called hybrid. And then solution-oriented schemes like retirement benefit, children education, and all those things. And the other one is other schemes like index funds and exchange-traded funds and fund of funds, etc. These are the 5 categorization of the mutual fund schemes. Next. So let us go into deep into each one of these schemes. One is equity schemes. Let us cover this equity. Next, equity fund schemes mainly focus on investments in the shares of major maybe Sensex, BSE Sensex shares, or A-class shares, or something like that. It depends on the investment objective again. So they will focus on shares and bonds, and this will be known to the. This will be told to the investors upfront. This much percentage of our in this scheme, this much percentage of our investment or your saving will be invested in A-class shares, or in this type of industry shares, or in this type of sectors, sectoral allocation. Everything will be told to the investors upfront, and mostly they will be invested in shares. Next. Equity fund categories. There are several categories again in the equity fund. There are again 5-6 categories: multi-cap, large cap. See, cap means what? Multi-cap means multi-cap, capitalization. When each and every company has a market capitalization based on the value of their shares, how the market is valuing about their shares. So, multi-cap fund is comprising of equity and equity-related instruments. Large cap funds, 80% investments in equity, and large and mid-cap funds, 35% investment in large cap stocks and 35% in mid-cap stocks. These are all, how they are going to invest your funds collected under a particular scheme will be told to the investors upfront. There will not be any, everything is transparently being done by this mutual fund industry. Next. Equity fund again, if you another category, if you look at it, dividend yield fund, value fund, contra fund, these are all various categories. Dividend yield fund means now the predominantly invest in dividend yielding companies. They invest only in dividend, the companies which are paying dividends. Value added fund means even though the company is not paying dividends, if the share value is growing, in that type of funds, the schemes will be floated and telling the investors that we will invest in value funds only. Contra fund means contrarian approach. Schemes follow contrarian investment strategy with at least 65% in stocks. There are investment strategies. Based on the investment strategies, the funds are equity fund schemes are categorized. Next. Equity linked, another equity link, fund scheme is equity linked savings scheme. This is a tax rebate. If you invest in this scheme, you will get tax rebate here up to 1,50,000 rupees under Section 8AC, and investment predominantly in equity and helps generate market linked returns. But only catch here in this scheme is your investment is locked for 3 years period. You cannot encash it to enjoy the tax savings or tax rebates that are being offered under this scheme. Next. So having covered equity schemes, let us see debt schemes. What are the debt schemes that are available to us? The debt schemes are various types, and generally this type of schemes are preferred by the low to moderate risk appetite people. Equity fund schemes are by moderate to high risk appetite people will be preferred. So debt funds is generally a regular source of income. When you are looking at it, you have to go into debt fund schemes suitable for investors seeking returns with low or moderate risk. Next. So this is given types of debt funds. You will get it in a matrix form: low to high risk and duration and maturity, low to high again. And these lower duration funds, ultra short duration funds, and money market fund. Low means what? Even for a day also you can invest in debt funds, and 1 or 2 days also you can park your liquid surplus funds in those schemes, which can generate slightly some income for you instead of keeping it idle in a current account or a savings bank account. Next. These are the debt fund categories. Like equity fund categories, what you have seen, we have also 5 equity fund categories we have seen here. In debt fund categories, we have almost 8 categories of debt funds. Overnight fund. Overnight fund means 1 day also you can keep it, and liquid fund 91 days, and ultra short duration fund 3 months to 6 months. Low duration fund is 6 months to 12 months. See, every people who are having different kind of needs generally, their surplus money may be available for me. It is available for 2-3 days. Then I can keep it in the overnight fund and the liquid fund. Depending on this thing, it caters to the requirements of the different sets of investors who are having surplus money. They can put it in the schemes that are available for them in debt fund categories. Next. Yeah, here it is long duration fund, dynamic fund. Again, this same category, another category. Categorization is done in a different mode. Long duration, dynamic fund, corporate bond fund. These are all, investments are structured in such a way that the objectives, investment objectives are being realized by these debt fund categories. Next. So another third category is, as we rightly said, that the mix of both equity and debt is called hybrid funds. What are they? Next. Hybrid funds are it invests both in equities and debt. It will generate regular wealth from the equity exposure, while debt portion fortifies them against any downturn of the markets. Suitable for investors looking for a mix of safety, income, and modest capital appreciation. So here, low to medium risk appetite, you can say that it is mostly suitable for them. Next. Hybrid funds are also the types. These are the types: conservative hybrid fund, balanced hybrid fund. These are various categories which suits the requirements of the various investor appetites. Otherwise, what happens if you give only one scheme? One scheme suits all. It doesn't work that way. You have to have different schemes which will cater to the requirements, investment objectives and requirements of various categories of people. Next. So solution-oriented schemes, the next category is solution-oriented schemes. What are those the solution-oriented schemes? We have already seen that retirement fund, children education fund, index funds, fund of funds. These are all again another categorization where the objectives is to to realize them for certain exigencies, like maybe after superannuation, maybe after to meet after 15 years to when the child goes into college or something like that. All these funds are with some certain milestones and objectives will come to you, so that you can choose which is required for your needs, your financial goals. This is very, very important. That is the flexibility you are having in mutual fund industry. Next. So index funds is again another categorization. These are indexes. This portfolio of investments, when the index funds, when you invest in index funds, what happens? The index fund, the funds collected in index funds, they will replicate the index. Replicate the index means index represented by a basket of shares. Generally, they will be invested in those shares, aims to provide returns in line with the index and suitable for investors seeking returns similar to index return, whatever index. We have seen the chart where over a period of 20-25 years, the index, how it performed and what are the returns it has given. We have seen the least is 10.5, the highest is almost 18 to 20% return the index was giving. And these index funds target the shares that are linked to the index, and they will invest in those shares so that their returns are guaranteed and in line with the index. So the characteristics, as we have already discussed, these index funds mirrors a market index, includes security as per index. Same. These are all characteristics of index funds. This fees is also capped at 1.5%. Complete transparency. Complete transparency is available in all these index funds. But here, when in all the fund schemes, but in this scheme, because it is linked to an index like BSE or NSE, so transparency is much more than what in other schemes. Next. The exchange traded funds is another category, like tracks and index, commodity, bonds, basket of assets, and this is a passive fund management, because the exchange traded funds, they're investing in those funds. So this is like a passive investment, lower cost of fund management than active funds. Active funds, churning will take place and the commission for all these things will be there. Whereas here, the investment portfolio will not be churned in such a way that there will be a lot of commission to be payable to the other parties. But because you are tracking an exchange traded fund, the cost of that churning will be very, very less. So lower cost of fund management than active funds. Next, please. Again, gold exchange traded funds also, again, gold ETFs, gold exchange traded funds, and they will invest in 99.5% purity physical gold of this thing. May also invest in gold related instruments also. In both ways they can do. And this is how the gold ETFs are benchmarked against the price of gold, and price of gold ETF unit moves in line with the domestic price of the gold. So this is also another type of gold exchange traded fund scheme. Investors who are risk averse, they can go for this type of funds. Next, international funds. International funds means what? International fund, the mutual fund, the funds collected from the investors will be invested in the mostly Indian-based companies which are listed in foreign stock exchanges, like by way of ADRs or GDRs. ADR means American Depository Receipt. GDR means Global Depository Receipts. So they will invest in those ADRs and GDRs, and accordingly the returns will be given to the investors. by floating international funds. Next. Fund of funds is again a very passive way of investing, but there is another important benefit in this is because you are going to the funds collected under this scheme will be invested in another fund scheme. You will have a benefit of two fund managers' skills, and you will get a much better safety net in this type of funds. Next. Arbitrage funds is another category. Arbitrage funds means, to take advantage of rate differences in two market conditions is called arbitrage. And these arbitrage funds, they invest in such a, they buy a security from one market and encash it in another market, futures market, and all these things. Derivatives. Mostly it is derivative concept related arbitrage funds, and suitable for cautious investors who want benefit from without taking on too much risk. Very risk averse people. They will go to the arbitrage funds. Next. So mutual fund scheme, which one to buy? Again, you have when you heard about so many schemes, you will be wondering which one I have to buy, which one I have to invest, which one I have to really go for. Is maybe a dilemma you must be having. This risk and return trade-off. You should always take into account your risk appetite and even the trade-off that is being you are looking at it. Risk and return are generally correlated in the sense if the risk is higher, the returns may also be higher, but the risk, as it says, sometimes you may get hit for your principal amount also. But you are taking a calculated risk while investing in that. So in mutual fund schemes, while investing, you have to always have risk and return trade-off has to be looked into. So equity schemes, higher returns, higher risk; hybrid schemes, moderate returns and moderate risk; debt schemes, low to moderate returns and low to moderate risk. This is how you have to risk appetite has to be taken care of by yourself, and then accordingly you choose your investment mutual fund schemes to invest. Next. Yeah. So when you are when we suggest that you are going, you have to invest in mutual funds, and relatively it will give you, it has the characteristics of growth as well as returns and other things. So what are the documents you have to verify when you want to invest in mutual fund schemes? These are the three important documents one has to verify. One is the scheme information document, which will give you very detailed information regarding where the fund manager is going to invest your savings, and what is the investment objective, what are the fees, and asset allocation. Everything will be given to you in this document. Then comes the statement of additional information. Additional information will give you the tax, and general aspect, legal, tax, and other aspects of the scheme. And key information memorandum is a summarized version of SID, scheme information document, which will give you essential details only. So these are the three important documents one should look before they invest in the mutual funds. Next. Again, another important advantage for all the investors is the fact sheet. The fact sheet, every month it will be released by the mutual fund for each of their schemes, gives you, helps you to evaluate a scheme, because I already said in the beginning that investment is one thing and you have to keep on reviewing and verifying it. So for that purpose, this way, fact sheet helps you, which is being released by the mutual fund companies, asset management companies on a monthly basis. This document aims to provide a snapshot of the scheme in an easy to understand way. A fact sheet shows key information like net asset value, returns, riskometer, etc. Everything given in a nutshell. Next. Yeah, what are the plans and options for the investments in this thing? Mutual funds. There are two plans. One is a regular plan and one is a direct plan. The regular plan is being operated through distributors, agents, banks. Here, you have to fill in a paper, and then he give you all the information, and approach a broker, and he will do the needful for you for investment in the regular plan. Here, generally, because there is a component called distributor commission and agency commission, here generally the returns will be slightly lesser than the direct plan. What is the direct plan? Direct plan is like our internet banking. You directly go to the website of that mutual fund asset management company, choose your scheme relevant for you, choose the scheme, and accordingly invest. And so here there is no mutual fund need not pay any commission to the distributor or the agent or the banker. So because you are directly investing, your fund net asset value will be slightly higher. The expenses ratio will also be slightly lower, and you will get much better returns here. Direct plan. Next. So in this, when you are investing in mutual funds, you have two options. One is growth, and the other one is IDCW. Growth option means you take advantage of the compounding effect. You are investing the returns that are being generated by the investment in one such scheme will be reinvested in the same scheme or in some other scheme, so that you will get reap the benefits of compounding impact. Whereas income distribution means, and capital withdrawal means, you invest in such a fund to meet your financial goals and objectives, which are aligned to your investment. And accordingly, if you have that type of things in mind, you will go for this income distribution and capital withdrawal schemes. So at regular intervals, the dividends, regular income will be paid to you as a second source of income to meet your standard of living and your expenses, or to capital also you can withdraw from this to meet your urgencies. Yes, next. Modes of investment. Again, you have several modes of investments. One is a lump sum investment. Say 1 lakh of rupees you just invest, and as a lump sum amount, and then in one go, and then whatever scheme you invested, like growth scheme or dividend withdrawal scheme, it will be accordingly paid. The another one is the most repeated scheme, most sought after scheme by investors is systematic investment plan. Systematic investment plan is, you invest in the fund schemes in such a way that on a regular basis, you keep on investing as low as 1,000 rupees every month, 1,000 rupees in the SIP. And you keep on investing in, you don't feel the burden of investing, and with your savings and investments will grow substantially for a period of time. This systematic transfer plan is also there, like investment transfer also. Transferring a certain amount from one mutual fund scheme to another mutual fund scheme. If you feel that whatever scheme you have invested is not doing really well, you can shift that by opting for this scheme, systematic transfer, so that you can get advantage of several schemes in one investment opportunity. Then inter-scheme switches. Inter-scheme switches means, okay, you are invested in one scheme and it's not doing well, you want to go for another scheme of the same fund. Yes, that is possible when the switch you are asking for is from the same mutual fund company. It cannot be done with the two mutual fund companies like SBI and ICICI or HDFC. You cannot do that. Yeah, if ICICI is having this floated one scheme which is not doing well, you can opt for, okay, I don't want to keep this investment in this scheme. You please shift this investment into this a Y scheme, which is doing very well. So that inter-scheme switches will be available only within the asset management company or mutual fund company. Next. Yeah, systematic investment plan was detailed given. We have already discussed. It is like a recurring deposit of a bank every month. With a very low amount, you can start investing. and which can grow into a substantial amount. This is called SIP, SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. Next. The power of compounding will be taken advantage of in various market conditions like rising market conditions, volatile market conditions, and falling market conditions. This SIP will help you to take advantage and cover up your investments from, it's called what you call market related, it's proofing of from market conditions. It's a proof. It's a bulletproof type, SIP will give you that, give you that advantage. Starting at the age of 25, if you are investing 1,000 rupees, up to the age of, say 60, your investment will be 4,20,000, whereas you will get around 23 lakhs at the end of your 60 years. That is almost 35 years of investment, 1,000 per month, you will get this much. Similarly, every age category, when you start investing, or how much money you are getting, going to get when you are opting for SIP investment methodology, how much you are going to get is given in this diagram. Next. Again, same, the SIP, how the SIP will help you in rising, falling, and volatile market is given here. Because investment through SIP is always much better, because average purchase NAV will be average cost per unit will be less, and this is it will give you a lot of advantages. SIP investment, how rupee cost averaging helps in various market conditions, rising, falling, and volatile market conditions. Next. This is systematic withdrawal plan. Again, SWP we have already seen. Allows investors to regularly withdraw a fixed amount from their mutual fund investments. That desired amount is credited to the investor's bank account by redeeming equivalent units. SWP can aid retirement planning as it provides regular cash inflow. This is very important for the people who are getting superannuated. As SWP also helps in supplementing your regular salary, second source of income. Next. Yeah, how to invest in mutual funds is, because having discussed so much about at length about mutual funds, let us see how to invest. Next. Yeah, prerequisites, you have to complete the KYC document. KYC, know your customer formalities, is a mandatory nowadays. Everybody has to fall in line with this. No exceptions. KYC, PAN card, bank account, all these things you have to give. And then KYC, address proof, Aadhaar card, all these things, everybody is aware of these conditions, how to complete the KYC. After completing the KYC in a centralized portal, what happens in any mutual fund, you need not fill up KYC for each and every scheme. Once that is there in the centralized database, you start investing. Next. KYC, again, know your customer, that's what we have said. Centralized database, when you registered it, you can start investing it. That's what this slide shows. Next. Yeah, modes of investing: physical mode, online mode. Physical mode means through agent, traditional paper-based investment through agents and distributors, blah blah blah. Whereas online mode, you go to the asset management company, mutual fund website, and choose a scheme which is as per your risk appetite. Fill up the application form online, and then you start investing in that. This is called online mode. These are the two modes that are available. Next. So offline, online mode. This is application form you have to fill up. This is online. You have to fill up all these things. This is what we have already discussed. Mutual fund scheme. Next. How to withdraw? This is also very, very important concern for the investors. How to withdraw? Offline mode, again, there will be a redemption form. You have to fill the redemption form and quote your portfolio number, and then send it to the, either give it to the distributor. He will get it done, redeem your units, or send it to the mutual fund company also. They will when the bank particulars are given properly, everything will be credited within 2-3 days to your bank account. Online mode is just like that, like withdrawing, meeting your expenses through internet banking. You just go and fill up the redemption form and then submit immediately. You will be the redemption will be impacted in a day and will be credited to your bank account. Next. Yes, performance evaluation principles are also there for each mutual fund scheme. A mutual fund provides relative return with respect to its benchmark. When a scheme is launched, generally a benchmark return will be told to the investors, and relative return, generally they will compare. A fact sheet will tell you all these things. Should be measured over a recommended holding period, and the risk a fund undertakes and the return generated by taking this risk should be proportionate. Always you have to see that. Yeah. Next. There is another concept called stress testing. See, every fund manager will undertake this type of stress testing. Is a computer simulated method to test how your investment portfolio will perform over different market conditions, like rising market conditions and volatile market conditions and falling market conditions. Everything will be stress tested. Scenario building, so this will help you to understand how much risk you are taking in the by investing in a particular scheme, and again it depends on your risk appetite also. The stress testing, based on the stress testing, we can accordingly modify your investment strategies. Next. What is NAV? NAV is called nothing but net asset value. What is the net asset value? When the funds are pulled up by the investors and given to a fund manager, the fund manager will invest in shares and securities, and the value of those securities at a given point of time, and minus the expenses that are incurred for distribution expenses or any other expenses, commissions paid for purchasing shares and bonds, netting it off by the number of units they have issued is called net asset value. And it will be on a daily basis. You can verify your investment, how it is performing, by going into the AMFI's website, which will be published for each and every scheme. NAV will be available on a daily basis. Yeah. Product labeling also. When a scheme is launched, they will tell you upfront what is the risk that scheme is going to give the investors. Depending on your risk appetite, you can take the call on the investment in a particular scheme. So it from low to very high risk. This is called riskometer. They will tell you the particular scheme, where it stands, whether it is giving a high risk to the investor or low risk or a moderate risk. Everything will be told to you upfront, so that you can take an informed investment decision. Next. Nomination is also available for mutual funds. Like, you can nominate two to three people. In case of an unforeseen event, what happens? Transmission of your units will be easy in case the nomination facility is given in the scheme itself when you are applying for the mutual fund schemes itself. This is very, very important. Nowadays, everybody is aware of this nomination facility, and even the mutual funds also are insisting that you should nominate, because it will ease the headache of problems in transmission in case of an unfortunate event. Next. Yeah, why is nomination important? We already discussed. Next. Complaints. Having said so much about investments in mutual funds, let us also look at, in case if I have an issue with the mutual fund scheme or the mutual fund operator, there is a defined redressal mechanism is available. grievance redressal mechanism, complaint redressal mechanism is available for the investor. You can complain to the investment. Upfront it will be told to the investors also where, in case of an issue, where you have to apply everything, all contact details, everything will be given to the investor, so that there will not be any problem for the investor. Next. SEBI also has, an investment grievance redressal mechanism called SEBI complaint redressal mechanism, SCORES it is called. In case if your grievance is not redressed by the mutual fund company, you can also apply to SEBI, who is the regulator for this mutual fund industry, through this SCORES, which is an app-based SEBI complaint redressal system, so that this will be addressed at the highest form, and the regulator will take very serious action, strict action in a time-bound manner to redress the investor grievances. Next. And also SEBI has launched another app called Sathi and Sarthi, actually. R is like rupee, Sarthi app, where it will give you a wealth of knowledge about financial discipline, financial literacy, financial education, what is the options available for the investors, how they should go about it, what they should know before investment. Everything is given in this Sarthi app. So you also please look into this Sarthi app, so that you will get a lot of information before taking an investment call on this. With this, I stop here. Thank you very much. In case if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. Sir, I just have one question. So, what is the minimum amount required for investing for SIP?
Yeah, as low as 1,000 rupees you can invest every month, or every whenever you require, whenever you have surplus money. Even hundreds also you can go. Minimum 100 rupees to 1,000 rupees minimum. You can go with that lowest amount. Maybe start with 1,000, then keep on increasing every 100. In hundreds also you can keep on increasing in SIP. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Any more, sir?
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you very much. If you don't have any questions, let us call it a day. Thank you very much for the Sri Foundation and for giving me this opportunity. And Mr. Pradeep and Dr. Ravindra Garu, Holistic Health Foundation, no? SHHFI. Thank you very much for the organizers. And I thank all the participants. And once again, greetings on this Telangana Telugu Literacy Day. And in coinciding with it, I think we are also financial literacy we have covered today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Brahma Rao Garu, all the way joining again, and
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Knowledge on this occasion.
Yeah. Thank you.
Once again. Namaskar. Pradeep, I think we can share the feedback form in chat box so that the participants can fill the feedback.
Yes, sir.
దీంట్లో ఎవరైనా జాయిన్ కావాలంటే ఎక్కడ ఎవరిని సంప్రదించాలి?